Today we are looking at the Linux Mint 22.1 SIA beta version. So here I downloaded the Mac desktop environment and let me show you the news. So here is the official release notes, which is Linux Mint 22.1, and it's a LTS support which is supported until 2029. About the changes, here is the complete changes. You can go and get all the information from the official website itself. So the main things like a modernization of APT dependencies, and here is some information. And when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing the power modes. You should be seeing the power modes like this, and like this there is like a images right for you. And the night light, you can change the night light. Here is some information if you want to read for the both Xorg and the Wayland. It's clearly mentioned here. And about the Cinnamon 6.4, if you don't know about any information about the 6.4, I already made the YouTube shorts of the release of Cinnamon 6.4. So you can get all this information in that YouTube shorts, or else you can just use the Cinnamon desktop environments on your own, and you can get all those information. And here is like a date and time changes, like a new default theme and the cleaner modern design dialogues. So when you click on for confirmation, you should be seeing these options. And here is like another thing, dialogues. And these are all the options, and these are all the changes, like improved Wayland compatibility and other improvements. Everything is provided in the release notes, like artwork. There are few wallpapers, and main components is like a Linux Mint 22.1 features the Linux 6.8 and Ubuntu 24.04 package base. LTS strategy, which is supported, is until 2029, which I already mentioned. So every information is given in the release notes of the Linux Mint. Just go here. And I'm not going to read everything because it's going to make a video way lengthy. So I'm not going to go through all those things. I'm going to show you some important changes. So the kernel 6.8 uptime is almost 2 minutes, but when you type it again, you should be seeing like a 4 or 5 minutes, because I typed these commands 2 minutes ago, and it's consuming like a 1215 MB. And here is all the information: Linux Mint, kernel version 6.8. Compiler GCC version, you get the 13.2.0 instead of 14, so you don't get the latest version. Desktop environment, you get the MAT 1.26.2 and Marco 1.26.2, same as well. LightDM version 1.30.0, and the distro, you can see Linux Mint 22.1 SIA. So I don't know how it's pronounced, but you can call it like a SIA or XIA, it's clearly up to you. And it's based on Ubuntu 24.04 Noble Numbet. And here is the RAM. I'm using 8 GB of RAM. The available RAM will be around like a 7.71 GB. It's consuming like a 1.48 GB. So let me open the system monitor and let me show you how it's going right now. Let me open the system monitor. So here is the system monitor, and I already opened like a browser and like a software manager, control center, update manager. So it will be consuming a bit more. And also plus I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a VMware, so it will be running on the RAM. And also you should be seeing 2.1 GB on the virtual machines, but in the when you install it on the bare metal or in the real hardware, the resources will be a bit lesser. And also about the desktop environments, let's talk about the desktop environment. You get the Cinnamon 6.4 and the MAT 1.26, and here is the Mac desktop environment version, which is 1.26.2. And about the XFC, you should be getting the latest version of the XFC. So there are 3 desktop environments available. You already know all those things. So about the resources, it's pretty much running like a stable version. So it's still in the beta stage, but it's properly running without any issues. I already tried this ISO file like a few hours ago. I didn't had any issues, but it's better to stay away from the installing on the main PC or work PC right now. So wait until the stable release is released, and then you can install or you can update. It's clearly up to you. And here is some information about the process. These are all the process running right now. And resources, you already saw the resources. Here is the file system. Let me close it. And let's go back to the terminal and get all the information. My CPU is i5 1240p. And if you want the Linux Mint system requirements, you just need to type in like a Linux Mint system requirements, and you should be good. So if you ask me, you need to have like a 4 GB of RAM. It's 2024, it's almost end of 2024. At least you need to have like a 4 GB of RAM, dual core processor, and 3040 GB of hard disk or virtual disk. So these are all the basic things you need to have in like a 2025 or 2024. You should be running almost every Linux distros without any issues. And let's talk about the vulnerabilities. So these are all the things which is clearly unnecessary for the video, so I'm just going to continue with the graphics. So VMWGFX version, you get the 2.20.0, and the display is X11. Right now we are using the X11. XOR version is 21.1.11. Wayland version is 23.2.6, which is not the latest version, but you get the 23 version. And the compositor Marco 1.26.2. And my present monitor resolution is 1920 into 1080. These are all the available monitor resolutions. EGL version is 1.5, and the OpenGL version is 4.5. Compact version is 4.3. Here is the Mesa version again. And about the audio, you get the Pipewire 1.0.5. These are all the same things which you all see in the older version also, but I'm going to show you all those information because I don't want to just show you the release notes and end the video. I don't want to do that. I want to give you all the hardware information like audio, graphics. You need to see all those things so you can decide whether to use it or not. So that's the reason I always show all this information, because it will help lot of people. So that's the reason. And about the process, I just ignored the repos and everything which is clearly unnecessary. And if anything is important, you can just pause the video and read everything. Process 318, uptime is almost it says like a 2 minutes because I typed like a few minutes ago, but here is all the information. Init systemd version, you get the 255, and compiler GCC version which I already mentioned. Shell bash version, you get the 5.2.21, and INXI version is 3.3.34. And when you type in cat:/etc:/issue, you should be seeing the Linux Mint 22.1 SIA. And when you go up, you should be also seeing the terminal, themes, icons. So here are all the themes and icons. So now let me close it. And about the release notes, here is all the release notes. About the kernel, the 6.8, here you should be seeing all those versions of the latest kernels. So right now stable version is 6.12.4, mainline is 6.13.RC2, which is a release candidate. So it was the 6.8 was the stable version which was used in the same Ubuntu Noble Numbet, and as well the 24.04.1 LTS version. You get the same kernel. And about the releases, 6.12 is now the LTS version, which I already made a short on it, YouTube shorts on it. And you get the 2 years of support. Almost every Linux distro will end on December 2026 except the 5.4, which will end earlier, like December 2025. In order to get the kernel information, you just need to type in like that. And about the support or browser information, you get the 133 latest version browser, and distribution ID Mint, and the user agent, kernel, the themes, the RAM, picture-in-picture, and the monitor resolution, Mesa information, which I already showed you every information. So I'm just going to close it. And in order to download the ISO files of a beta version, you just need to go to the, let me show you first. Go to the projects, go to the mirrors, and choose the server, whatever server you want. Go with the, I'm going with the worldwide. You can go with the layers online, whatever you want. So there will be like a 3 options, like a Debian, stable, and the testing. Go with the testing, and you should be seeing the Cinnamon desktop environment, MAT, and XFCE. Choose whatever the desktop environment you want. Click on the download. Always check the file whether you are downloading proper one or not. So right now we are using the Linux 22 Meta MAT desktop environment. So I downloaded the same ISO file. So this was all the information about the downloading and also some release notes. And the update manager, you can see it's already up to date because we downloaded the 22.1 beta version. And about the control center, there is like a power manager or the power manager options. You can find it here, power management, click on it. And in the general, you can see all the basic things. But in the Cinnamon desktop environment, you should be seeing some options like 3 options, which is given in the official website in the release notes. And other things you should be seeing like preference. You can customize the preference, you can change. So everything is already given in the release note itself. You can go through one by one. So these were the main changes of the Linux Mint 22.1. About the appearance, there is some artwork also, like a wallpapers and all those things. So right now we are seeing few themes which was already available in the previous versions also. So there are a lot of changes from the point update, which is 22.1. And about the backgrounds, let it load some wallpapers. And about the fonts, so it's taking a bit of time. I don't know why, maybe because we are running on the virtual machines, but I have like a good hardware specs, so it should be not an issue. So about the installer, you still get the older installer. You don't get any installation, new installer style or anything like that. I already checked it. And about the software manager, here is our software manager. So it is a bit quicker now. So it is also mentioned in the release notes. About the preference, these are all the preference. Unverified flatpak represents a huge security risk. So if you want, you can turn it on, or else it's clearly up to you. This were also shown in the older, like 22 version release notes. So this is some new options. And if you want to search anything, you can search, or you can just click on the application and you should be getting all the information. And reviews, everything is same, nothing is changed here. Here is like a system package, and if you want to install, you can directly install. And about the software sources, let me show you the software sources also. Let me close the other things. And about the backgrounds, here are all the available backgrounds. There are a lot of backgrounds available, so if you want to customize, you can change to whatever you want. And the fonts, nothing, no information about the fonts or anything like that. About the interface, everything is same. Let me close it. Here are the software sources, so you can change according to your wish. Additional repositories, authentication keys, maintenance, everything is same. Here is the remove foreign packages and downgrade foreign packages. Everything is given in the release notes, so go through one by one and you should be getting all those information. And about the other things like a Windows, everything is same, nothing is changed here. Update manager, driver manager, software sources, mouse, keyboard, everything is same. And what else we have? Let me click on here, about. Here is the about. So the power manager option is only available in the Cinnamon desktop environment, so it's better to download the Cinnamon version if you want. And about the information, here is some information. And what else we have? The preference, if you want to customize, you can customize according to your wish. Changes made here will not affect automation. So I'm using the live boot, so I don't have any passwords or anything for the live boots. But if you want, when you install it, you can change all the account information. So this is the beta version, but everything is working fine. I already tried it, which I already mentioned earlier. So I don't see anything, any issues or anything like that. Everything was working fine. Not even a single issue I found. Just the wallpaper thing was loaded a bit slower. Other than that, I don't see any issues or anything. About the file managers, here is the file manager. Let me show you the version of the Saja or Kaja, whatever you want to call it, and however you want to pronounce it. So the version you get the 1.26.3. So those were the main changes. Let me open the browser and show you all the features, and I'm going to end the video. So here is the history. Let me click on the Linux Mint 22.1. So the main changes, you should be seeing the it is supported until 2029. So most of the people will use Linux Mint from past few years. So it's clearly up to you. If you want to go with those Linux Mint, choose whatever desktop environment. But if you have like a low-end PC, always go with the XFCE, because the Cinnamon and Matte will consume a bit more when compared to the XFCE. But if you don't believe that, it's clearly up to you. Try to test 3 desktop environments, check the resources like a RAM, CPU and everything. And if you're satisfied with every options, then go with the whatever it's good for you. And these are all the modernization of APT dependencies. Here is the foreign packages. And what else we have? Like a update manager, we are all up to date, so we don't have any issues. Power saver mode, balance mode and the performance mode, you should be seeing these options in the Cinnamon desktop environment. So they clearly give the power mode selection in the Cinnamon settings, and here is how it looks. And alternatively, you can select a power mode directly from the power applet like this. There is no power applet, you should be seeing in the Cinnamon. and this is the mat desktop environment. And in XFCE and mat power modes can be managed from the terminal. So to view the available power modes, run the following command. So you just need to copy the command. Let's try the command. Let's open the terminal and paste it like this and click on enter. And here you should be seeing all the information. It shows like a balanced power saver. So here is how it looks. To enable the power saver mode, to enable the balance mode, to enable the performance mode, you just need to copy the commands. Let me copy the full command. Let's see whether it's going to work or not. Let's open the terminal. Let's paste it. So even if you download the other desktop environments, it's going to show you like this. Fail to load, because I'm running it on the live boot, and also you can choose these options, other options like a balanced and power saver. Let's copy this command. Let me paste it again. So you should always read all those information, and it's set to the balanced. And if you want to set to the power saver, so it's already in the balanced. So let me paste it and hit enter. So this is how it's going to look. And other things like a night shift, night light. Let me open the control center. Let me find the control center. About the night light, let's find the night light. So here you should be seeing all those information. So most of this night light will be in the Cinnamon desktop environment. They already gave every information here. So always read complete information and you should be getting all this information. And Cinnamon 6.4 is the latest version. So already I said I made a YouTube shorts on it. You can get all this information about the Cinnamon 6.4 and the new default themes and the cleaner modern dialogues. So these are all the things like a display settings. When you change the display settings, you should be seeing that option. Let's try to find the display. It will be in the preference, maybe displays. Let's try to change the display resolution, for example like a 1920 into 1080. Not the 1080, it's a 1200. Let's click apply. So this is how it looks in the mat desktop environment, but in the Cinnamon you should be seeing this type of options. So this is how it looks for the volume and improved Wayland compatibility. So system snapshots, installing or updating software packages, system settings. So if you want to change to the Wayland, you can change to Wayland. There is already available options. For the artwork, I already showed you all the wallpapers, and the LTS, you already know about the same LTS version. So these are all the main changes. So this was the video of the Linux Mint 22.1, and also I'll be posting videos daily. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, and I'll be posting system YouTube shorts and also the in the community post like all the latest packages of Linux and Linux distro information. Whatever the Linux news is available, I'm going to be posting in the YouTube shorts or in the community post, or I will be making a video. About the installer, let me show you the installer. You still get the same older installer. There is no changes in the installation or anything like that. So these were the main changes. You can go through one by one and read everything. So this is the beta version, so I didn't go through completely. So it's still in the beta version. I can't even say anything. So that's the reason I just showed you all those things. But when you ask me about how it's going to work, it was working without any issues. That's the one thing I'm going to mention it properly. So I didn't face any issues or anything. Just the wallpaper was loading a bit later. So it was taking a bit of time. I already showed you when we click on the themes and when we went to the backgrounds, it was taking a bit of time. Other than that, I didn't see any issues or any crashes or any lag. It was working like a stable version even if it's in the beta version. So that's a good work from the Linux Mint team. I really appreciate that work. So everything is working fine. So if you want to try it, you can try it in the virtual machines. Don't try it in the main PC or work PC because it's still in the beta version. So I used like almost like a 1 hour, 2 hours. I didn't see any issues. So that was my point of view. So that was my thoughts on just using the Linux distro for like a 2 hours. So if you run like a 8-9 hours, maybe you should be finding some bugs. But for 2 hours, I didn't see any issues or any bugs. So these were my thoughts. These were my opinion on the Linux Mint 22.1 mat desktop environment. And do let me know if you want to see other desktop environments. I can make a video on it. And other than that, I don't see anything new here also. So try to subscribe and turn on the notification to get all the latest Linux news and all those things. And other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.